Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here again, another blog update real quick. So I just want to say sorry in the other 4 segments of mass immigration, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. I was swearing quite a bit. I was just really enraged. I made that blog yesterday. I was drinking a few beers, and I just had a bad day yesterday. It wasn't anything bad happened to me. I mean, it was just realizing that the country's wrecked. Realizing that we're not going to get it back, realizing we're not going to make America great again, and that the country probably will be wrecked, realizing the Democrats will probably win. They're probably going to win in a landslide in 2020, realizing that Trump is not really on our side. You know, he basically says he's going to support us, then he does the opposite. Take the omnibus, for example, you know, the big, huge, massive budget. And then it's like, then he talks tough again, and he says he's going to send the military to the border, and then we find out it's just 6,000 National Guard, which is just a tiny fraction of what is needed. I mean, we would need 50,000, you know, National Guard, Marines, Army at the border in order to stop illegal immigration at least. Because remember, if you put 50,000 at the border, some of them are going to be sleeping. Some of them are going to be doing training exercises. I mean, they're not all going to be guarding the border at the same time. So, you know, when you add it up, you know, we would need 50,000 just to, you know, have an effect on mass immigration, mass illegal immigration. So his 6,000 is just so tiny, it's so insignificant that, you know, you got a border well over 1,000 miles long, you know, and at any given time, there would only be like 2 or 3 at most National Guard per mile. I mean, it's just not going to have much effect at all. It's just not. You would need way more. Plus, these National Guard, they don't even have the power to arrest the illegals when they cross. They have to call the Border Patrol, and then hopefully the Border Patrol gets there in time. If the Border Patrol doesn't get there in time, then the illegals just come across. So they don't really have much power to actually stop the illegals. They just have to call the Border Patrol, and hopefully they get there quick enough to arrest the illegals that are crossing over. You know, it's way too small of a force. 6,000 is way too small of a force. I mean, it needs to be 50,000. It needs to be 100,000. It needs to be a massive, massive military blockade on the border. And, you know, it's becoming very apparent that the Republicans, we already know the Democrats are out to get us. We already know the Democrats want massive, massive, out-of-control immigration to turn this country third world. We already know that. But you know, we know the Republicans, you know, they want massive immigration because it lowers wages, so the corporations make tons and tons of profits. We know that. But now it's like it's becoming apparent that Trump doesn't really, in my opinion, he doesn't really care too much about immigration. He just uses it as an issue to get votes. He used it as an issue to get the state of Wisconsin, the state of Michigan, the state of Ohio. You know, he needed several Midwestern states. Just look at the map. Colorado, with all the Aspen, Vail, Denver, you know, it's just very left-wing state. So Colorado has basically been lost to the Democrats. Virginia, because of Washington, D.C., the suburban area in Virginia, right south of Washington, D.C., that area now is very left-wing. So Virginia is pretty much lost to the Democrats. So any Republican nationally realizes that they've pretty much lost those 2 states. Well, if you lose Colorado and you lose Virginia, you can't basically win the election unless you pick up some Democrat states. So you have to get Florida, that's mandatory, but you also have to get Ohio, you have to get like Michigan or Wisconsin as well. And the only way to do that is to run like a program of bringing back the factory jobs, bringing back the manufacturing to the Midwest, you know, cutting the illegal immigration. That's the only way you can win those states. And that's all Trump did. He just ran a campaign. That's all he did. He just ran a political campaign to get elected, but I don't think he really means it. You know, I don't really think he means it because he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't built the wall. He's not putting as many troops on the border as what is really needed. And, you know, everything he actually does do is very bad for us, mostly. Mostly all the things he's done. The omnibus in particular, but pretty much everything he's done has been bad things. He hasn't really done any major good things. He's done some minor good things. He's done some minor good things, but like the major big things, like cutting immigration 50%, building a wall, or getting like 50, 100,000 troops to the border, he hasn't done anything majorly good yet for us, in my opinion. And I just want to say, real quick, with mass immigration, I was swearing quite a bit. One thing, we'll talk about the H-1B visa immigration, I'll just say this real quick. The purpose of H-1B visa immigration, in my opinion, is you have a high-tech person from another country, they come here on their high-tech visa, or they come here on their high-knowledge visa, whether it's a doctor visa, whatever it is. That H-1B visa, it's basically for knowledge people that are very intelligent, with advanced degrees, advanced knowledge, right? You are getting into America because of that knowledge, right? So you can come here with that H-1B visa, H-1B visa, all right, that's fine. But it just shocks me that, they think their wife or their husband that has no skills, they should just be given a work permit. I'm just vehemently against that. You're coming here with the H-1B visa, that's fine. The number needs to be reduced to 20, 30, 40,000, but that's fine for them to come here on the visa. But they're bringing their family here, that's perfectly okay as well. I mean, you have a right to bring your family here, obviously. Your wife, your kids, you have a right to bring them here, that's perfectly okay. But I don't think your wife should have the right to work and lower our wages. I don't think your wife should have the right to work, and take our jobs. I think that's ridiculous. You were only allowed to come here because you have all these knowledge, you have all these skills, and you got the H-1B visa. Your wife, this is just an example, you're saying, and the liberals are saying she should be given a work permit. And I'm like, no, that just takes one of our jobs. That just lowers the wages, and I'm vehemently against that. The spouses of the H-1B visa immigrants should not be given work permits. They should not be given work permits. I feel very strongly about that. And I just want to say another thing is, we have filthy rich foreign investors coming here by the thousands, just buying up just literally thousands and thousands of houses in this country. They'll see a house 800,000, they bid $1 million. They see a house 900,000, they bid $1 million. And that is the reason why housing prices, especially in California, are skyrocketing out of control. It's got to stop. It is just ridiculous to allow all these filthy rich foreigners to come up here and buy all our existing housing stock. One simple solution is simple. If you're a filthy rich foreigner and you want to come here and buy a house, you need to buy raw land and build the house with a contractor. You should not be able to buy a used house, taking it away from us. You should have to buy raw land, get a contractor, build your dream house, so then you're not taking a house from us. That's the way it should be. And then I also want to say real quick another article. I'm just going to say it real quick before the camera battery goes dead. I have a dog here, and the dog is snoring. Yeah, I'm basically watching this dog for like $200, and the dog snores like crazy, so sorry about that. But let me just give you this article real quick before my battery goes dead. All right, so this is from Breitbart. All right, so basically this is a Belgium Islamic party announces 100% Islamic State is end goal. This just shows what happens with mass immigration that's out of control. They want to come here and they want to take over. They want to come here and they want to take over. If immigrants come here to assimilate, that's fine. If they come here, if they come to the West to assimilate and be like us, that's fine. But when they come here to take over, that's what I'm vehemently against. You have these filthy rich foreigners coming here, buying up our housing stock, causing us to be homeless in the streets. And then you also have people coming here wanting to set up their religion and make their religion dominant, and then get rid of all the other religions so that it's only them. That's what I'm vehemently against.